This morning, market futures are pointing higher as earnings season gets well underway. Let's go through a few of those stocks this morning. Netflix expected to report after the bell today. Again, Netflix has had a huge run here over the course of the last few weeks, in particular, despite the rest of the market selling off here over the last month. One thing here that's really benefiting Netflix, of course, is this idea that their subscriber base will continue to grow here this quarter, and they're going back to a huge spending bill in terms of creating new content. Of course, the acquisition of the Seinfeld series kind of really sparked this rally here again, giving Netflix a prime property that should attract younger viewers to subscribe to Netflix. So again, the goal here is fairly lofty. There is some room here for disappointment because the stock has already run so much into earnings. So we'll be watching those closely after the bell. United Airlines also announcing after the bell today. United Airlines really struggling here as of late, really hasn't done much over the last several months, holding support here at the 50-day moving average, but again, well below the 200-day moving average as well. So again, airlines still struggling with the whole pandemic travel situation, COVID. People a little bit less inclined to get on an airplane at this time just because of the whole COVID pandemic, media coverage. Probably a little bit less talk on that might get people going back to flying a little bit more, but we're not quite there just yet. The economy's still recovering here, but still not seeing travel recover to the degree that we saw pre-pandemic. Moving over to the healthcare and consumer staple sectors, Johnson & Johnson's been under a lot of pressure here lately. They report earnings this morning, a little bit better than expected. Again, healthcare has been under a bit of pressure really as we kind of move through this year, and Johnson & Johnson in particular because of their vaccine hasn't been as widely adopted as some of the other vaccines out there. That's been kind of weighing on their stock price here as of late. But underneath the surface of Johnson & Johnson, when you actually take a look at the company itself, it's really much more than just the vaccine. This is a company that provides everything from women's hygiene products all the way to talcum powder. They have such a broad range of mix in their company that this really makes this company much more recession-proof longer term because of the basic essentials that they provide, much like Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble this morning reporting revenues higher than expectations. Stock's been doing much better here lately. Had a correction earlier. It's been rallying here for the last few days into earnings. Stock will be down just a little bit this morning on their earnings announcement. But again, the stock continues to perform well here. And again, like Johnson & Johnson, a very well-diversified staples company that tends to be a bit more recession-proof because of the products they sell. People have to buy them. And again, these are some of the stocks that you want to look for longer term holds in your portfolio. They pay a dividend, the companies are well run, and they provide such a wide range of consumer products. It makes these companies a little bit more recession proof over time. On the transportation side, Kansas City Southern actually reporting earnings as well. Transportation stocks have been under a little bit of pressures of late, but turning up here as we start getting into the end of the year now, going back to this whole idea of supply chain disruptions. Of course, end of the year shopping season, people have got to have product, and that means that they're going to have to ship it by train and by truck ultimately. Kansas City has been improving here as of late. Again, back above moving averages. Stock looks well, just breaking above this previous resistance. So you've got a buy signal in place, a little bit overbought. If you own the stock, you might want to take a little bit of profit here, but look for, if you're looking to add a transportation stock to your portfolio, you could look at Kansas City Southern on a pullback here at this point. I'm your host, Lance Roberts, for 3 minutes on Markets Money and a look at earnings coming up today. We'll see you next time.